Greetings, this is Paul the Poke from PaulthePoke.com. Welcome to This Week in Prophecy. We have a significant Iranian port explosion, India and Pakistan, and we're going to close with Pope Francis. Scripture reference out of Daniel 10, verses 13 and 14. The prince of the kingdom of Persia, that'd be modern day Iran, withstood me 21 days, but Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, for I was left there with the kings of Persia. Notice that's plural. There's a head king, or a head prince, and then kings of Persia, and came to make you understand what is to happen to your people, that'd be Israel, in the latter days. For the vision is for days yet to come. So focus is latter days, end of times, and the more Iran's in the news and the more things the Iranians are trying to do to the Jewish people, as that intensifies, we can probably feel pretty comfortable in saying that his returning, that is Jesus, his returning is getting closer and closer. And so they are dominating the news and have been for quite some time, seems to be increasing. Now keep in mind, as discussions and negotiations between Iran and the United States have completed 3 rounds, Shahid Rajaee Port, this is the largest seaport in Iran, and this port is responsible for 85% of the total loading and unloading carried out at all Iranian ports. So this is like the home office, and it's in the Strait of Hormuz. It's got a buffer island protecting it. Let's just go there. I probably should have pulled this up initially to show exactly where this takes place in the Persian Gulf, so we can get a good idea of where this is happening over in the Persian Gulf. So there we go. There it is, Bandar Abbas. That's where this happened. We'll let this focus come into focus. There's the port right there. You can see it. All right. Here's the port city. We'll let this come into focus. Actually, we'll just go back and we'll cover some other stuff. So at any rate, officials have evacuated the port. They've also now evacuated the city. Schools are closed. Public services are closed. And this port is pretty much useless at this time. This will be a significant blow to the Iranian economy. So, open source intelligence defender, a massive explosion possibly caused. Let's get one of these going. No, I guess we won't do that. You can click on, well, we will go do that. I'll go ahead and read this. Possibly caused, they don't know really what caused it. Caused by ammonium nitrate, the same highly explosive chemical which caused the Beirut explosion in 2020, has rocked the port of Bandar Abbas this morning in southern Iran. Iranian media is reporting over, now that number is close to 1,000. Death toll, I want to say less than 100, not sure, according to the latest numbers. But some of this is just wild to watch this happen. I mean, this is a serious explosion. Of course, everybody having cell phones. You can see these things happen now. Somebody's got a picture of it or a video of it. There's one of the initial blasts. How would you like to be driving along in your car and see that happen? Holy cow. That'd take your eye off the road, understandably. So we got links to these if you guys want to watch these over. Please feel free to. I mean, that's not a mushroom cloud of smoke. That's a fire. It's incredible. Iranian journalist Mohammed Awazi, aerial footage shows explosions at 3 separate locations in the port. of Bandar Abbas, refuting claims of a single blast. And you can see that there are 3 different places smoking and on fire. Now, lots of conjecture as to what caused this. Was it an act of a military? Was it a CIA op? Was it a Mossad op? Some people are saying that there were some ships from China coming in with explosives for like rocket fuel or a solid propellant for missiles. All kinds of ideas as to what caused this. Some people are saying they were loose and sloppy with explosives or fertilizer in the port, and that's what's caused it. All kinds of ideas out there. Iran's now saying Israel did it, of course. Israel came out immediately on the news, according to Channel 12 in Israel. Officials state that Israel was not behind this morning's explosion at the port of Bandar Abbas in southern Iraq. So Israel said, no, we didn't do it. Well, here's the port right here. See how tight this thing will let us get in there. Actually, it's this one over here. Yeah, this is the one. Scratch that. Let's go further. This is the one. The one that was recently viewed. Let's get a little cursor on that, and then we'll back out. Shahid Rajaee Customs. Again, 85% of containers go in and out of Iran. Right here in the Persian Gulf. Here's the Strait of Hormuz. Give you a little context for where all this has taken place. So, it's a big deal. I mean, can you imagine one place in the United States where 85% of our goods in and out, one point, and it's useless. It has no point right now. So, not good. And later that night, new explosions at the port in Bandar Abbas. Fire continues to engulf the area in the early hours of Sunday. And this is again, according to videos obtained by Iran International English version. So let's. Things either continued to burn or we had the explosions, fires not being contained and spread, or was this additional acts, intentional acts on the Iranian port in the Persian Gulf? So, I mean, just explosion after explosion after explosion. Again, this occurred overnight. Okay. If that wasn't enough, we've got more trouble. What would be Sunday now, Sunday afternoon, more secondary explosions taking place. So this thing continues to either spread or further acts, if you will. Somebody may be setting these off, possibly. Don't know the answer to that. Again, lots of conjecture out there, lots of finger pointing. Nobody's taking responsibility. Not good. So, we got that going on in Iran. Now, keep in mind, Trump administration trying to encourage Iran, says we're not going to stall on this forever. You need to do something. We're not going to wait forever. Some people think the United States may have had something to do with it. Don't know the answer. We're not claiming responsibility. Anyway, something to definitely continue to watch. And I think there had been a cyber attack. I think Israel may have done that. Oh, it was in 2020, so about 5 years ago, there was a cyber attack, very targeted. It was very deliberate. It's like, hey, we know what's going on here. anyway, that place isn't the first time somebody's messed with that place. So, with that, we're going to shift gears to India and Pakistan. And I can't find any mention of either one of these countries or any reference to either one of these countries in the Bible. So I'm very open to anyone who can provide me with some scholarship or reason otherwise. Only thing that kind of sort of fits to me would maybe be the kings of the East. I'm most likely think that's going to be China. But India would fit that bill of a 200 million man army. Could be a coalition of nations as well to have that many people. I would think it would be, I don't know, could be like a coalition of Muslim army or coalition of Muslim armies, because you got Indonesia way out there. Another somebody who had read the blog had mentioned that. My apologies, I forget who that was. Credit goes to them, suggesting that Kings of the East could possibly be a coalition of Muslim nations coming together. Could be, I don't know. My camp right now, if you made me make a vote, I would lean that towards China, but that's me. India could fit the bill too, because they got billions of people. They could come up with a 200 million man army. At any rate, back to what's going on between India and Pakistan. Scripture reference, Galatians 5, verse 14, for the whole law is fulfilled in one word. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. So let's just skip all the legal details and get to the heart of the matter. It's about treating your neighbor with decency, respect, love them. India and Pakistan are not being loving towards one another. And both of these folks have nuclear capability. They're not being good neighbors. And frankly, this is the one scenario between these two countries for me where you could see, okay, these events are not listed in the Bible, but they may have a significant impact on the outcome of a end days scenario. Because you'll probably see, it'll be fascinating because India is part of the BRICS. They're one of the BRICS, the original founding BRICS countries. And then you have Pakistan, which is primarily Muslim in nature, Nation of Islam. So you can see how this could divide real quick into a Muslim thing versus Muslim nations supporting Pakistan. Then India would have the support of arguably the BRICS countries, and the United States is going to support most likely India. We're going to also have some ties to this with our modern day President Trump's cabinet with Tulsi Gabbard and Patel. So you got two folks in Trump's cabinet who have ties to India, and Vice President Vance's wife is also Indian as well. So I think we know where our allegiances are going to go there. With that, we're going to go up here. India, this is from Indo-Pacific News, Geopolitics and Defense. India has stopped the flow of the Indus River water to Pakistan. Well, not completely, but they've shut it off to a trickle where not a whole lot of water is getting into Pakistan. And I know some people are like, well, that doesn't make sense. They got the rainy season coming up, and then those dams are going to overflow. They're going to have to release the water anyway. Yes, that's probably true. But in the meantime, government released video today. Officials confirmed that all 4 sluice gates feeding the Indus River water from India into Pakistan via 4 dams and their corresponding canals have been shut. So how's this going to affect Pakistan? Agriculture, especially in Punjab and Sindh regions of Pakistan. I'm not sure if those are regions, states, etc. That's probably on me, but needless to say, water flow will be cut off to those areas. Agriculture contributes 21% of Pakistan's GDP. Agriculture employs 45% of Pakistan's workforce. Power cuts, electricity since Pakistan uses river water for hydroelectricity production. And we can see from the maps that nearly all the rivers flow from Indian territory, including Indian-controlled Kashmir. The crisis between India and Pakistan is moving towards serious conflict. The terrorist issue and now the water conflict points to a significant confrontation since the stakes are very high for both sides. So, and this is a confrontation between nuclear powers that can easily get out of hand. Let's hope for the best outcome. Yep, no doubt about that. And you can see how all these rivers have their origin in India, flow downhill into Pakistan. Here's Kashmir. We can take a look at any one of these. So the Indus River is the big one. Let's see which one of these maps looks the best. Well, here's the Punjab area and the Sindh area. They ultimately all, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rivers ultimately form one river in Punjab and into Sindh. And Balochistan, lots of talk there always wanting to secede and become their own nation. But all this water eventually goes into the Indian Ocean. So you can see, if you're up here in India and you just close off the water, it's a lot of people going to be affected. Again, here's another look at it. Kashmir, that's where the terrorist attack recently took place. What kind of started most of this? And you can see India is proposing and constructing additional dams to further keep water, control water flow into Pakistan. And apparently this Indus Water Treaty, 56 years old, instrumental in the peaceful sharing of the water of the Indus and its tributaries. Recent spurred tensions between the two countries, Prime Minister Modi's statement, blood and water cannot flow together, followed by India's decision to suspend meetings of the Water Commission back in 1960. So, again, you get the idea. All these things began up in the hills and the mountains of India and flow what would be southwest into Pakistan. So, fighting between India and Pakistani forces is spreading along the line of control. This is out of Vicegrad 24, Eastern European news. After clashes erupted in the Lipa Valley, fighting has now also erupted in Samani and Neelam. No idea where those are, but I understand it's along the border where most of these clashes are taking place. Here's a nice summary. Shout out to Checkmate. He found this. Had this posted on his site, his X page. Here's a summary of what's taking place. Indian Navy drills. Ships conduct successful multiple anti-ship firings to revalidate and demonstrate readiness of platforms, systems, and crew for long-range precision offensive strikes. That's per a statement from the Indian Navy. 3 nights in a row now, Pakistan violated the ceasefire on the LOC. Let's see, I would think that would be the line of control, yes, with increased intensity in an effort to keep the line of control tense. No casualties reported, so a lot of, I guess, just fires or shooting stuff back and forth, whatever. Pakistan deploys J-10, JF-17, F-16 fighter aircraft to protect Karachi Harbor, which is down on the Indian Ocean. Amid rising tensions between India and Pakistan, Also, Pakistan deploys anti-ship missile systems, air defense systems in high alert. Trains with 203 millimeter M110 self-propelled howitzers were seen in Pakistan moving to the border with India. Everything's going to the border. Pakistan's Bilal Bhutto, either water will flow in the Indus or the blood of the Indians will flow. Okay. Prime Minister Modi said victims will get justice. The culprits and their masters will face the toughest response. Neither one of these are backing down. Somebody else in Pakistan was making the comment, hey, we don't have these nuclear weapons for show. They're for India. It's like, that's nice. So we got, two people who got nukes who are willing to talk real tough to each other about this. Got a couple of folks will skip next week's BRICS foreign ministers and NSA's meetings in Brazil. I'm going to skip that. I don't understand that. We got Iran weighing in on this. Iran president spoke to Modi after the attack. Iran strongly condemns such inhumane acts of terrorism. Oh, aren't they the good guy? Iran has great respect for India and most important personalities like Gandhi, Nehru, messengers of peace. Yeah. I think peace, I think Iran. The families, this is fascinating, families of all the top military officials of the Pakistan Army have left the country for the United States, United Kingdom, Australia, and Canada. It's like they're getting out of here. There we go, the BLA, the Balochistan Liberation Army. Again, that's over there to a little bit west of those regions that are water impacted. Claims IED attack on Pakistani forces in Quetta, killing 10 soldiers. So there's some internal fighting taking place in Pakistan as well. Pakistan puts all doctors, nurses, paramedics, and ambulance drivers on standby in the districts of the Jhelum Valley and Lipa Valley near the line of control in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Here we go. We got Kash Patel. He's Indian, FBI director of the United States. FBI sends our condolences to all the victims of the recent terrorist attack in Kashmir and will continue offering our full support to the Indian government. Makes sense. This is a reminder of the constant threats our world faces from the evils of terrorism. Pray for those affected. Thank you to the men and women of law enforcement who answer the call in moments like this. Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, she's also Indian. We stand in solidarity with India in the wake of the horrific Islamic terrorist attack, targeting and killing 26 Hindus in Pahalgam. My prayers and deepest sympathies are with those who lost a loved one. Prime Minister Modi and with all the people of India. We are with you and support you as you hunt down those responsible for heinous attacks. So we got some video here of some of the things taking place out there in the ocean, some of the drill work. Letting you know we can do this, Pakistan. We have the ability. And we're going to close with Pope Francis. He died Easter Monday, April 21st, age of 88, at his residence in Vatican's Casa Santa Marta. And by now, I think Francis has learned that Jesus is not Palestinian. He is Jewish. Francis may have learned that marriage is between a man and a woman, but that's not negotiable. I'm sure there's some other fundamental things he's come to have a good understanding of at this point. So with that, we're going to close out. Appreciate everybody following along. Please feel free to share with others. Much appreciated. Also, a shout out to Dublin, Ireland. Dublin, Ireland. all the international folks who follow along is now the outside of the United States, the number one city as far as people who follow the blog. So whoever's out there, thank you. Appreciate it. And know that a lot of you there, of all the foreign cities, foreign to the United States, Dublin, Ireland, is the location that views this the most. So thanks to the Irish. Much appreciated. Y'all take it easy. We'll post things as they continue to happen. Wishing everybody a great week. Take care. Bye.